What if I told you there's a state in America where, statistically, almost 98 out of every 100 people are white? Now, what if I told you that this same place is nicknamed Almost Heaven and is home to the country's newest national park, a place of stunning beauty? This isn't about numbers, it's about the journey. Statistics can paint a picture, showing us demographic landscapes through data. But let's be honest, they never tell the whole story. Today, we're looking at the top 10 whitest states in the US, but we're not stopping at the data. We're using these numbers as a starting point to explore the culture, history, and incredible travel experiences that make each of these states a destination. So, forget the spreadsheets. Think of this as a travel guide to places you might have overlooked, places with stories to tell and mountains to climb. Let's explore the America that lies beyond the data. 10. North Dakota. Kicking off our list at number 10 is North Dakota, the Peace Garden state, where the population is about 83.9% white. Often pictured as a flat, empty prairie, North Dakota is full of surprises. From its rugged beauty to a culture deeply rooted in its pioneer and Native American history, the state's crown jewel is Theodore Roosevelt National Park. This isn't just any park. It's a stunning landscape of painted canyons and badlands, where bison, wild horses, and prairie dogs roam free. This raw, untamed land shaped a future president, and you can feel that spirit the moment you arrive. Beyond the park, you'll find a strong Scandinavian and German heritage, especially in the food and local festivals. Fargo has transformed into a vibrant hub of arts, culture, and fantastic food. For a unique experience, visit the International Peace Garden, a beautiful botanical garden on the border between the US and Canada, celebrating the friendship between the two nations. North Dakota proves there's profound beauty in wide-open spaces. 9. Kentucky. Coming in at number 9 is the bluegrass state, Kentucky, with a population that's about 87.6% white. Kentucky is steeped in tradition and has a flavor all its own. It's the heart of bourbon country, and a trip along the Kentucky Bourbon Trail is a must for any connoisseur. You can tour iconic distilleries, learn the art of distilling from master craftsmen, and of course, sample the state's most famous export. But Kentucky's spirit isn't just in a bottle. It's in the thunder of thoroughbreds at the Kentucky Derby in Louisville, an event that's as much about Southern flair as it is about horse racing. It's in the haunting sound of bluegrass music echoing through the Appalachian Hills. For the adventurous, Kentucky is home to Mammoth Cave National Park, the world's longest-known cave system, a subterranean wonderland of huge chambers and twisting labyrinths. From its rolling horse country to its ancient caves, Kentucky is a journey into American heritage. 8. Montana. At number 8, we head to Big Sky Country. In Montana, the population is around 89.0% white. That nickname is no joke. The sky here feels endless, stretching over a landscape that defines the American West. Montana is a paradise for anyone who loves the outdoors. It's home to Glacier National Park, a land of jagged peaks, pristine lakes, and yes, glaciers. The Going to the Sun Road is one of the most scenic drives on the planet. Montana also shares a piece of Yellowstone, the world's first national park, with its geysers and wildlife. The state's culture is tied to its frontier history. Cowboy culture isn't just a memory here, it's a way of life. You can see it at local rodeos, on guest ranches, or in vibrant cities like Missoula and Bozeman, which mix a rugged, outdoor vibe with a thriving arts and brewery scene. If you want to disconnect and reconnect with nature on a grand scale, Montana is waiting. 7 and 6, Idaho. And Iowa, a tie. Next, we have a tie for 6th and 7th place. Both Idaho and Iowa have populations that are roughly 90.7% white, though some sources suggest slightly different figures for each. But that's where the similarities end, as these two states offer completely different American experiences. Let's start with Idaho. People often think of potatoes when they think of Idaho, but if that's all you think of, you're missing out on one of the most ruggedly beautiful states in the country. This is a land of towering mountains and dramatic canyons. In winter, Sun Valley Resort offers world-class skiing. In summer, you can see the power of Shoshone Falls, often called the Niagara of the West. The Sawtooth National Recreation Area is a dream for hikers, with trails winding through jagged peaks. And in Boise, you'll find one of the largest Basque communities outside of Spain, with unique festivals and food. Then there's Iowa, a state that finds beauty in the subtle. Instead of sharp peaks, Iowa has gentle, rolling hills and some of the most fertile farmland on Earth. This is America's agricultural heartland. This heritage is on full display at the legendary Iowa State Fair, a classic American experience. For a bit of history, you can visit the Amana colonies, 7 villages founded by German pietists that still maintain their traditional crafts and food. And for movie lovers, there's the Field of Dreams movie site in Dyersville, where you can walk out of the cornfields and onto that iconic baseball diamond. Iowa's charm is quiet but deep, rooted in community and a strong sense of place. Before we get to our top 5, let us know in the comments which of these states has surprised you the most. And if you're enjoying this journey, hit that subscribe button. We have more adventures planned and would love for you to join us. 5. New Hampshire. Cracking our top 5 is New Hampshire, where the population is about 91.5% white. This state is defined by its fierce independence, summed up in its motto, "Live free or die." New Hampshire packs a lot of scenery and history into a small area. Its defining feature is the White Mountains, known for their rugged beauty and challenging hiking trails, including the formidable Mount Washington. In the fall, these mountains burst into a fiery display of foliage that draws visitors from all over. Beyond the mountains, there's the serene Lake Winnipesaukee, a massive lake dotted with islands and charming towns perfect for a summer escape. New Hampshire's history is deeply connected to America's founding. You can explore historic mill towns like Manchester, once at the center of the nation's Industrial Revolution, or visit Portsmouth, a picturesque coastal city with colonial-era homes and a rich maritime past. New Hampshire offers a powerful mix of untamed wilderness and early American history. 4. Maine. At number 4, we have Maine, with a population that is around 92.7% white. Maine is where the wild, rugged beauty of the American coastline hits its peak. This is a state shaped by the sea, with thousands of miles of rocky shores, charming fishing villages, and over 60 historic lighthouses. The star is Acadia National Park, where granite cliffs meet the ocean. It's one of the most visited national parks for a reason, offering stunning views from atop Cadillac Mountain, which for part of the year is the first place in the U.S. to see the sunrise. Of course, you can't talk about Maine without talking about lobster. A fresh lobster roll from a seaside shack is a must-do. Portland has become a foodie paradise, known as one of America's best small cities for dining. And for fans of the mysterious, the landscapes of Maine inspired countless stories by the legendary Stephen King. It's a state of breathtaking beauty and enduring character. 3. Vermont. Entering our top 3 is the Green Mountain State. Vermont, with a population that's about 92.8% white, is the picture-perfect image of New England charm. Its landscape is dominated by the gentle Green Mountains, which offer year-round recreation, from world-class skiing in towns like Stowe and Killington in the winter to hiking and biking in the summer. Vermont's identity is fiercely local. It's a state of small towns, independent farmers, and artisans. It's famous for its maple syrup, and a visit to a sugar shack during the spring sugaring season is a sweet cultural experience. In recent years, it has also become a craft beer powerhouse with an incredible number of high-quality breweries. Picturesque villages like Woodstock and Manchester, with their covered bridges and white-steepled churches, look like they're straight out of a postcard. Vermont offers a peaceful, scenic, and authentic escape. 2. Wyoming. Our runner-up is Wyoming, where the population is about 93.8% white. Wyoming is the embodiment of the American West. It's the least populated state in the country, a place of vast, open spaces where freedom is in the air. This is the cowboy state, and that spirit is alive and well in towns like Cody, founded by the legendary Buffalo Bill, which hosts a world-famous rodeo every night of the summer. Wyoming is home to 2 of the nation's most iconic national parks. Grand Teton National Park stuns with its dramatic peaks rising straight from the valley floor. Just north of it lies most of Yellowstone National Park, America's first and arguably most famous park. Here, you can see the geothermal wonders of Old Faithful and the Grand Prismatic Spring, and watch bison, elk, and bears roam freely. Wyoming is more than a state, it's an experience, a chance to see nature at its grandest and feel the spirit of the wild frontier. 1. West Virginia, and that brings us to number 1. The state with the highest percentage of white residents in the U.S. is West Virginia, at 97.1%. Known by its beloved slogan, "Almost Heaven," West Virginia is a land of unparalleled natural beauty, defined by the ancient Appalachian Mountains. For decades, the state was known for its coal mining industry, a difficult but vital part of its history. That heritage is preserved in museums and historic sites, telling the story of the hardworking people who fueled a nation. Today, West Virginia is increasingly known for its incredible outdoor recreation. It's home to the nation's newest national park, New River Gorge National Park and Preserve. The park protects a rugged whitewater river that has carved a 1,000-foot deep canyon, creating a paradise for rafting, kayaking, and rock climbing. The scenery is simply breathtaking. The state is also a haven for traditional folk music, with the banjo and fiddle providing the soundtrack to its mountain culture. West Virginia is a state of deep roots, resilient people, and stunning, often overlooked beauty. So there you have it, from the Badlands of North Dakota to the mountains of West Virginia. As we've seen, a demographic statistic is just one point on a very large map. The real adventure starts when you look past the numbers and discover the stories, landscapes, and cultures that make each of these states unique. These are places of rugged beauty, deep history, and surprising discoveries. They remind us that there's always more to explore, right here in the United States. What state should we cover next? Let us know your suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring.